Niners, baby! Take the L at home against Jacksonville, and we need to talk about it. Well, at least my Guardians won. That's a good thing. The rest of what I want to talk about with the Niners is not. 4 turnovers today. You're never going to win a game when you lose a turnover battle and lose the special team battle. 2 tipped pass interceptions, one off of Christian McCaffrey's hands, one off of the defensive lineman's hands, into Devin Lloyd's mitts. Not to mention Arik Armstead, the former 9-year 49er, reaching his big, long, I'm 6'7" or taller arm in there and knocking out the ball at the end to seal the game. The Jaguars lead the league in forced turnovers. Their defense swarms to the ball. They force havoc. They wreck your world. And I think they exposed the very, very, very average 49ers offensive line today. They've been kind of playing outside their minds the past couple weeks, and today's a reality check because they played quite possibly the best defense in the league in the Jaguars. And Brock didn't have a lot of time. He had to move in the pocket. He had to move the pocket, and he was running for his life a lot of the time. It didn't help, though, that 49ers receivers dropped 6 passes today, 2 of which from Kendrick Bourne, which would have been huge first down plays. It didn't help the fact that Ricky Pearsall got hurt in the game. It didn't help the fact that we couldn't run the ball on the edge at all. And Kyle Shanahan kept trying, but it wasn't working. Despite all that, we still had a chance to win the game, and Arik Armstead forced that fumble. So the Jaguars completely controlled the game in the first half. The Niners flipped it in the second half, but we could never overcome those turnovers. We couldn't tackle on special teams. We've allowed a huge kickoff return and a punt return. Like, what are we doing? We shut down the Jaguars' passing game for the most part in the second half. In the first half, I was scared because we had Darrell Luter Jr. out there starting and not Renardo Green. I was like, oh, snap. He did great in the second half. Really did. We never shut down Travis Etienne. He had 124 yards and 19 carries and a touchdown and one long explosive touchdown. McCaffrey did, once again, have another productive day. Ultimately, not on the ground game though, because he had 17 carries for 49 yards. That's only like 2.9 yards a carry. Still no rushing touchdowns through 4 games. For anybody, so anybody that thinks that we have this pretty good offensive line this year, we have no rushing touchdowns. 0. But back to McCaffrey, 49 yards on the ground, 92 on the air. So once again, another day with 140 plus total yards for McCaffrey, about 23 touches. He also had 2 drops though, so those yards should have been up. Ricky Pearsall did have an amazing one-handed catch in the first half. Am I the only one that saw D. Winters struggling today? Like, I don't know what it was. He was a step slow a lot of the time. He still made some flying around with his hair on fire, like big hits, but for the most part, he just looked different. He looked a little slower. They were taking advantage of him in the flats, and he wasn't playing well today at all when we needed him to play well. He still led the team in tackles. That's the crazy thing. I can look at how D. Winters played, and I'm like, you still didn't play that well, and you led the team in tackles. So, like, it's all there, but there was just clutch moments. I was like, D, what the heck? We didn't have a single sack today. I don't think that's because Nick Bosa wasn't there. It's just the fact that the Jaguars were getting the ball off rather quickly. I mean, Trevor Lawrence only had 174 yards on 31 attempts. So we were shutting them down for the most part. I will say it looked rough in the first half for our offense. Brock is out there with brand new receivers. Kendrick Bourne and him have never thrown the ball to each other outside of things in practice and 49er facility stuff. Brock and Demarcus Robinson, they've only been in practice together. They've never been in an actual game that counts. And then Jake Tonjes and Luke Farrell, Sky Moore. These are all newer faces, newer weapons that have not been established into Niner culture, into the Kyle Shanahan system, into any sort of chemistry with Brock. The first half was rough, and that was a big part of it. The second half was much better as receivers were actually catching the ball, not dropping it, mostly, as they were gaining that chemistry with Brock. It's going to be rough as they figure these things out. But that's something to look out for and to watch, because it's a brand new receiving group at some points in the game, depending if there's like 2 tight ends out there and then a couple of new receivers that we have literally yet to break into our system fully. So there's going to be a little randomness and roughness around the edges. But the talent's there. Brock made some amazing reads and looks and layered throws, and there's a couple times where it sailed on him a little bit. Mark Sanchez was annoying me because he acted like every high throw was like not on purpose. But I'm like, he threw that ball where he needed to throw that ball, and if the receiver has to jump to make that catch, oh well. Just Mark Sanchez is just not it when it comes to announcing. But maybe that's just me. In fact, Brock Purdy was one of 2 quarterbacks to throw for over 300 yards today. Him and Matthew Stafford were the only 2. This is the NFL. You're not going to win them all. The Niners have to rebound quickly because got to play the Rams on Thursday Night Football. So we're 3-1 on the year. We'll be okay. Now we got to focus on beating Los Angeles. Y'all have any comments, questions, or you just want to talk football down below? Leave that comment and we'll have that convo. Congratulations, Jaguars. Seems like y'all have a little something going over there. So, GG's. Good dub, honestly. Good dub. But I'll talk to y'all. Have a good day. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk more Niners football as things happen.